we're live. It says we're working.
Okay.
Working and walking. Hey, puss. Hello, another puss. And another puss.
Правильно делают.
Hey guys, well, this is definitely an unexpected live. Every time I've come here, I've had no internet connection. So, I've done a few videos from here, but never a live stream. Turn the phone on today. Lo and behold, internet. Big old rain cloud hovering above us. As you can see, we've got lovely blue skies over there. So, maybe a short live. But this is, it's a beautiful region. As the name would suggest, Abrau Dюrsо, the Champagne. And this is like a little eco-climate, I suppose, for the champagne manufacturing plant, which is all of this behind me. And hopefully we can live stream long enough to show you around. Quite nice. We've got signs in English and Russian. But beautiful here. Really, really pretty. Nice church up on the top of the hill there in the distance. And you've got a lovely lake here, sailing boats. There's a sailing club here just a bit further along down there, and that fountain, I suppose you'd call it, is all lit up at night. Do a lot of fireworks here, a lot of concerts and shows. We've got a nice, almost an amphitheatre there right on the edge, which is really cool. And then lots of boats, and these boats are awesome. And I'll show you why. You can obviously hire them. And the wife, look, brain out. Why? Cats. Come on, wife, we've got enough. Dear, oh dear. I call her my balloon. There's a reason. Drag her around like a piece of string. Or like a balloon on a piece of string, rather. So, you can hire these boats. Some of them are just basic pedlos, but the ones with the more substantial roofs on have got tables. You can see this one. And those tables are kitted out for champagne bottles and champagne glasses. So you can get a couple of bottles of champagne, some glasses, and come and pedal yourself around the lake. In fact, I think those boats are electric. Oh, that sounds like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? But beautiful here, really, really nice. And a lovely day today. And again, like I say, very unexpected this stream. Was not expecting any connection. So this is pleasure cruise, I suppose. Little fake water wheel boat. And you can come around the lake. take a little cruise all the way around the lake. It's about an hour, I think, but it's obviously wrapped up for the winter now. You can come and feed the duckies, get some food. There's quite a few little restaurants here, little eateries. This one's lovely. Look at the location. Look, you've got an upper and a lower terrace, and this is where you would eat your lunch. It's not bad, is it? Had worse days. Come on, wife. Oh dear, she's off in her own little world. I'm going to be saying, come on, wife, a lot, I can tell. Come on, honey, and maybe I'll hold your hand.
Why?
Well, otherwise I'm going to have to say, come on, wife, every 30 seconds. Because
You're busy anyway?
I'm busy, yeah, but I can't walk if you're staring the opposite direction. Because you'll turn around and I'll be 200 metres away. So, in the summer, it's very common, this little, what looks like a little beach area here, this edge of the shore, goes all the way around the lake this side, and you can come and bring a little picnic and a barbecue. Some people even camp overnight. Not sure you're allowed to do that, but Russia, baby. Most people just sort of do that and it doesn't bother anyone. Let's go down here. So yeah, you can sit on the shores of the lake, have a nice little barbecue. Up there is the champagne shop, I suppose, where they store it all. And I do thoroughly recommend going on the tour around here if you get the opportunity. Because this is a very, very old champagne producer, 1870, I think. Yes, 1870. He turns around and looks at the wall, look, 1870. And it's still all the original mechanics, if you like. So there's like a huge conveyor belt in there, like a chain that goes all around the building with thousands of bottles on it at any one time, into the modern processing plant. So you can see the old meeting the new. So they've built a state-of-the-art processing plant, and the old building flows into the new one kind of seamlessly. So you've got all the workings of the old building and all the modern technology. I think up on the hill there, that was part of the old manufacturing plant there, which is now obviously defunct. Palm trees. Oi, Sochi, we've got palm trees too. We just have to wrap them up for the winter. So they've all got their own little heaters. They've got their own little greenhouses for the winter. And this is the main building. I'm not sure what this is now. I guess mainly administrative for the business. But certainly I think had the opportunity to be a hotel. Oh, lost a wife, see what I mean? Oh, I've seen a tree, a plant. So she's going to get her app out now to read the leaves so she knows what plant that is. Bless her. Apparently that's important. Me not being into anything green in the garden, having no clue, means nothing to me. But the wife's very green-fingered. Go Abrow. Oh, there's a big map there. Let's have a look at that. Carta Corota, maybe? Something like that. Anyway. Here's the area. And we'll go down this way and I'll show you the little ecosystem. Ah, Slovenia. So, for those that don't know, you can do Abrow safaris. Look, go out in the off-road vehicles. That's kind of cool. Oh yes, liking the look at that. Bit of a brow safari, wife. So Stolovaya it's like home cooked food restaurant if you're completely unaware, and they're everywhere. Made out of wine bottles, and yeah, they're everywhere, really are. And it's just like buffet style, I suppose you'd say home cooked food. New BM, not sure what that is, XM. Yeah, whatever. They all look the same now, I think. But yeah, poor Russia, yeah? Yeah, Russian economy is collapsing, as you can see. So, a bit of Soviet era stuff, look at that. CCCP, as we call it, which is obviously SSSR. Wonderful. And what is this now, honey? What's this? What is this in here?
It's like a main office or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was almost right. So worry. So yeah, the heart of the matter, if you like. I was going to walk up to up the other bit, and then we can come back down here and walk down the side of the lake if you want. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions. I'll tell you what you can do. You can hit the thumbs up button. That would be helpful. And put a comment. Let me know if the audio's okay. Let me know if the video's okay. Because like I say, I'm very surprised I've even got connection here. So it'd be nice to know that it's actually working. But another beautiful day here in southern Russia. We're about a little bit further along the coast, so we're about 10 kilometres away from Novorossiysk, which is just over that hill. I'm sure everybody has heard of Novorossiysk at the moment. Apparently the Ukrainians blew up the submarine there. Bullshit. Oh, got a bad cough, sorry. Yeah. That's quite bright, isn't it? Looks like a CVO, actually. Interesting colour. Yeah, Harley. Yeah. Looks like a CVO colour, anyway. So this is kind of cool up here. This is the side of the manufacturing plant, and it says Abrau Dюrсо, and it's written in bottles, which is kind of cool. And I think the hills here are like the Hollywood hills. The further up the hill you are, the more money you've got. And there really are just some breathtaking properties around this little microclimate. Imagine the views that those guys are enjoying. Awesome. But yes, like I say, champagne manufacturing plant. Look at all the bottles there. That's about 15 feet high, each letter. Been there obviously a long time. The ivy's overtaken it. Lots of little pastry shops, drinks, cats. Another cat. I think they live a good life. Hey, puss. course, Mango. Loads of little gift shops and little cafes and restaurants and stuff. He's found a perch, hasn't he? And that one's in the bin. There's a lot of cats here today. There's another one over there, look. If you're into your cats, definitely lose the wife around here. Cats everywhere. Do you see the one in the bin? Just his arse hanging out. Another one there, look.
These do not look very bad if compared.
Yeah, they look a bit grubby. He's all right. Look, Rios. He seems quite... And then in here we've got, well, it's called the Art Bazaar, but it's lots and lots of little craft stalls under one roof. Oh, damn, they managed to get my picture. How did they do that? So in the summer, this Christmas tree here is a fountain. Big installation there. And in here is where you start your tour of the manufacturing plant. It is well worth doing if you come here. Champagne bar. And yeah, you go in there and then it's about an hour and a half, I think, tour that you get. And there's two tours they do. You do the main wander around the plant and show you how the champagne's made, and you see every part of that. And they also do a tasting tour where when you get to the end you sit down and try various different champagnes and a bit of cheese, I think. Yeah, yum yum. Of course, no good to me. One, I don't drink anymore apparently, and I'm always driving, so I need a friend with a car. Or I need to persuade a friend with a car, that's a better idea. Anyway, let's wander off down the lake, get round the side. Linda, good afternoon. Audio and video is fine, no issues. Best to you and your family. Thank you. That's really kind, guys, thank you. Same to you. It's not Christmas here yet, obviously. We've got another 2.5 weeks for Russian Christmas. 7th of January. Look at that. Look at all these. Remnants of the past. Shell casings. Wow. Hey, wife.
Hey.
You all right?
Yeah.
I did go up there. I can't remember what's up there. But I'm not doing it again.
One day.
Yeah, that's not today. So it says it's about 8 degrees today, but it feels warmer than that. Yes. Yeah, he's just grubby, isn't he? We call him Grubby. Take him home, call him Grubby. I'm joking. I am joking before you take me literally on that and grab him. We've got enough cats. We're back up to 5 full times after one's gone AWOL. No sight or sound of her, just vanished like an alien abduction about 2 months ago. Our Bengal cat that we brought with us from England. So yeah, that's been quite an impact, certainly on the wife. It's broken her heart, bless her. But on the plus side, I guess, our Manky cat, which was a visitor, shall we say, one of the strays. We had 2 strays that pop in the garden for feeding. Manky Cat's had an upgrade. Basically because he just ended up living in the garden. He just decided, quite like it here, so I'm not going, and never left. Baubles, that's what I've got to say to you guys. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, so he's now gone from an outdoor stray to an indoor full-timer. So this is a nice restaurant, and there's another one behind here as well that's got a upper outdoor terrace, and they're both nice food. Do miss having a bike, not necessarily a yellow one, but I do miss having a bike. Would I recommend British veterans visiting Russia? If so, where? Okay. So the first part of that is easy. Yes. 1,000,000% yes. Visit Russia. Absolutely. It will blow your mind. If you have never been to Russia, you need to take 2 weeks, because the first week you're going to be very confused and very disorientated. So you need 2 weeks. And I promise you, and the reason being, if you've never been to Russia, your view of Russia is based on Western media and government, and it is so far away from reality that it just will blow your mind. You'll just come here and go, this is not what I was expecting. So yes, I absolutely recommend Brits and veterans. There's no issues that I've ever come across with any Russians with me being a Brit, despite what you might think. Case in point, I'm wandering around this area speaking English, because I don't speak Russian. And I'm not being murdered or stabbed. Strange, isn't it? So Russians aren't wired like we are in the West. They understand that the actions of the government doesn't necessarily reflect the civilization and citizens. And their attitude is, well, you haven't done anything to me. And they can tell the difference. So they're not filled with hatred, and there's a level of respect here. And quite honestly, the interactions I have with Russians, bearing in mind it's been extensive now, is always the same. What do you think of Russia? Is usually the first question. And, oh wow, you're from England. Oh, fantastic. They hold England and English people in high regard. I have no idea why. Yeah, I have no idea why. But they do. And consequently, they're very warm, they're very friendly. They don't put their nose in your business, so you walk past them and they won't say anything to you. And, you know, there's none of this, oh, good morning, good afternoon, you know, all of that fake nonsense. They don't do that. But if you need some help, you stop somebody, they'll be super friendly, super helpful. You go into shops, they go into restaurants, super friendly, super helpful. So yeah, I absolutely, it's a really long-winded answer, isn't it? I'm really sorry, but yes, visit, absolutely visit. Second part of your question as to where, Jesus Christ. You're asking me to narrow that down based on the largest country on earth. Best way to answer that is what I say to people thinking to move to Russia. What climate are you interested in? So if you're moving to Russia, what climate do you want to live in? Not what job have you got, where this, where that, what climate? Because Russia's got 11 time zones and pretty much every climate, from the stereotypical -70 in the north to the subtropical areas of Sochi and everything in between. So yes, the first important thing is really what climate. Do you want to go skiing? Do you want to go to the beach and go skiing? Do you just want to go, I don't know, into a forest? What kind of area? You know, what's your interest? Because Russia has everything. which is why Russians don't need to leave Russia anymore to go on holiday. They can just go to a different part of Russia. Us poor Brits, we have to get on a plane and go to Spain, don't we? En masse. Sometimes we might venture out somewhere else a little bit more exotic, like Portugal. And where Russians used to be great travellers and go all over the place, obviously the current situation, the world deciding Russia bad, has really just changed their opinion, and they come to places like this and they just go, okay, well, I won't go abroad, I'll just go across Russia. Given that it's a huge country, they can do that. So that's what they do. So where in Russia? All right, let me catch up a bit. Right. Would you recommend? The fear that have been instilled is that being a former serving Royal Marine Commander. No, won't make any difference. None whatsoever. Might mean, I think there's a section on the application for a tourist visa that you have to declare that you're former armed forces. But if they give you a visa, you can come to Russia. It's that simple. So if you apply for a visa in the UK at the visa centre, there's one in Edinburgh and one in London, and the visa is granted, no issue at all. So it's literally on the visa form, are you a member of the armed services or former member? Tick it, provide the details, and they'll assess your visa application. But there's a lot of fear. There's fear for everybody. The British government says, do not travel to Russia, risk of death, risk of dying of death. You'll be seized at the airport and sent to the front. What a load of bollocks. Lies, lies, lies. Anyhow, let me try and catch up with some more. Just had to stop as you mentioned the media being the problem. Well, media, Hollywood. I mean, Hollywood for decades, isn't it? Pretty much every Hollywood film has got an element of Russophobia in it. Russia bad, Russians bad, yada yada. Where's this in Russia? I expected cold and snow. Well, it's not cold, I'm bloody hot, to be honest. I could be in shorts and a t-shirt at the moment. But this is in southern Russia. We are about 60 miles from Crimea and about 10 kilometres from Novorossiysk, a port town that's very much in the news at the moment. On the coast of the Black Sea. And yeah, we get snow here-ish for a day or two sometimes. Had a couple of days of snow last year. But no, this is southern Russia, so different climate. Like I say, if you could travel south to Sochi, where the Olympics were held, you're in a subtropical climate. So mid to late 30s temperature here in the summer. Beautiful. Wonderful. I'd like to visit, but concerned being a veteran. No need to be concerned. It's really simple, mate. Apply for a visa. That will tell you whether you can visit. It's really a straightforward process in the visa centre. And if you get the application wrong, you turn up at the visa centre, pass in your application, and they put several marks against your application and say this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Completely normal, everybody gets it wrong in some way, shape or form. Then you go to the corner of the room where there's a computer, log in, put your ID number that you're given with your application, open up your application, change the details that you need to change, because they'll tell you what you need to change and why. Change the details, print it out, hand it back in. And depending on what visa you're applying for, etc., in a couple of weeks you'll get your visa back, or you'll get a request for information, additional information, or you'll get denied. Simple as that. Same visa process for everybody, I guess. beautiful spa hotel up there behind the trees. Really pretty. Yeah, do not have any fears about coming to Russia. None, zero. You know, like I say, it starts with the visa process. Apply for a visa. If that's granted to you, there's literally no reason for you not to come. Certainly no fear. I mean, I came here, you know, in May 23. Came here first in October 21 and then came here in May 23. And I came with fear. I came thinking, I better watch what I say, where I say it, in case somebody overhears me speaking English and all of that. Oh, how crazy. I didn't understand Russia. I didn't understand Russians at the time. So I get it, but trust me, there's absolutely no need to have any fear about coming to Russia. It is not what it is portrayed to be in the West. Again, where would I recommend in Russia? It really depends on what you want to see. I mean, that's the beauty of Russia. You can decide what kind of holiday you want, and then you can pick the place in Russia that's relative to that. Beach, inland lakes, mountains. You know, I personally like Krasnodarsky Krai as a region because we've kind of got everything. We've got stuff like this. We've got 40 kilometres of sandy beach at our resort town of Anapa. And then if we travel down south, we're on, as you can see, this is the foothills of the Caucasus Mountains. So we're at the top of the Caucasus Mountains. And then the further south we go, the more spiky the mountains get. And then you can travel all the way down to Sochi and Adler. And then you can go to places like Krasnaya Polyana and go skiing. So for us, this region, this is one region in Russia. It's about the size of England. It's pretty much got everything. We've got mountains, we've got lakes, we've got forest sections, we've got beach. Yeah, so it's a great, I think, a great area to come to. Lots of history, lots of stuff. Natalia. Oh, sorry, where in Russia? Just say near the beach. Well, near the beach, Anapa. A-N-A-P-A in your Google Maps and you'll see. Good day, Chris. Any news? No, afraid not, sweetheart. I'd like to say yes one day, but yeah, afraid not. Irvin, hello, Chris. Glad to make it earlier than later. I heard a little talk about a car. Did you find... Oh, Cat. No, mate. Afraid not. Afraid not. Thank you for answering. Truly appreciated. May have to take a gamble and visit. Well, why not? What's the gamble? I'll tell you what the gamble is. The gamble is between whether you believe Western media and the government websites or not. That's the gamble. You know, that it really is that simple, because you can see what I'm looking at. And this is live now. This is Saturday is it the 20th today, honey? 20th?
I think so.
Sounds about right. Yes, Saturday the 20th of December at, well, local time, 3:35 p.m. So it's 12:36 now, 12:36 in the UK. So yeah, you can see what I'm staring at. Blue skies. It's bloody hot. I might have to take my hoodie off in a minute. So why wouldn't you? Like I say, it's really a choice of believing the narrative and the propaganda, which I will tell you I've watched every day for years, and I'll tell you is bullshit. Nothing that is said about Russia at the moment is true. None of it. Nothing. I genuinely can't think of a headline that I've looked at and go, oh, that's accurate. It's all horseshit. It really is. In an evil way, which is a shame, but there we go. Got to demonise Russia and the Russians, apparently. Yeah, say a select few bureaucrats, unelected bureaucrats, I would point out, with dubious pasts. Look at their family tree. Ursula von der Leyen, Kaja Kallas. Interesting family tree. And we listen to those people? Really? Yeah. Anyway, don't get me started, I'll be ranting. But yeah, save time, there's no gamble. Apply for a visa, if it's granted, come and visit, come on holiday, just like you would going to Spain. What's the difference? Only in your head and the language. A lot of Russians speak English, but not all, and Russia is a completely separate language, very much. But there are lots of translate apps. There are translator earbuds you can get nowadays for real-time translation, AI translation. There's no reason that you can't. Linda, I believe that people are really starting to wise up to the stupidity that the leaders of Europe are trying to install upon them. The truth is slowly but surely getting out there. Yeah. It's never fast enough. Unfortunately, you always find that there are a load of trolls that know nothing, that just regurgitate the news, and they are, as always, the most active, you know. If you want to get reviews on a car, go on the internet and you'll find 10 bad reviews for every good one. Really? Why? Well, people don't go on the internet and say, oh, my car's great, but they soon go on there when their car's a problem. And it's the same with this sort of scenario. You get a load of people going, oh, it's terrible, oh, it's evil, it's this, it's that, oh, Russia bad. Russia's losing the war, Russia's economy's broken, petrol stations have run out of petrol, there's massive queues at the petrol stations. No, there ain't, never has been, all lies. Supermarkets are all running out of food. No, they ain't, never have been, all lies. The banks are running out of money. There's queues at the cash points. No, there ain't, never has been, all lies. You get the picture, don't you? So yeah, hopefully people wise up, but you know, the smart ones do. They're able to use a bit of critical thought and go, this doesn't sound... I'm 4 years into this bullshit from the West. Russia losing, Russia running out of missiles, Russia running out of tanks, wonder weapons, game changers, you know. What's come true that's been printed in Western media? Anything. Just, you know, somebody tell me. I'd love to hear a headline that's turned out to be true. Miko, brother, that is such a positive mindset despite situations. I'll tell you why, because I'm in Russia. That's why. I didn't used to have this mindset. I think I was quite negative or pessimistic. Pessimistic and defensive, I was certainly described as. Russia has changed my life, without a doubt. It's changed my opinions on life. Yeah. It really has demonstrated to me that people here are capable of critical thought, and common sense, which is no longer that common, has moved to Russia and exists here. You all right, wife?
No.
Chatting away?
Yeah.
The wife's speaking to the most intelligent person she knows.
It's me.
Herself. That is thanks to YouTubers such as yourself for getting the truth out. That's the purpose of my channel. The reason I started my channel is because, as I said earlier, if you come to Russia, come for 2 weeks, because the first week is going to mess with your mind. You're going to be very disorientated and not understand what's going on. And the reason for that is you're going to come here already have formed an opinion of what to expect, and you're not going to get it.
This house? No, not this house.
We want this house, do we?
No, behind.
What, the one on the corner? Be
yeah,
nice, wouldn't it?
Behind.
Yeah.
Bit
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah, sure. A few 100 million. Yeah. I'll just pull that out of my pocket, darling.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the purpose of the channel, to show you this. It's not to ram propaganda down your throat. It is to show you, so you can see with your own eyes what I'm looking at. Blue skies, sunshine, lovely lakes, sailing boats, new cars. So this is the purpose, to show you Russia is not evil, neither are Russians. The purpose is to show you a side of Russia and an area of Russia you will not see. Because let's face it, the vast majority of people's knowledge of Russia is based around Moscow, and if they're a little bit more learned, St. Petersburg. And that's pretty much it. You stop somebody in the street and say, name one thing Russian. They'll go, Moscow. And you might get St. Petersburg. You won't get a Napa. You won't get Krasnodarsky Krai. Why? Well, because our media doesn't inform us about that sort of thing. Moscow, 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 Kremlin, 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 Kremlin. That's all you're told. That's not Russia. That's a little bit of Russia. That is like saying England is London. It's worse than that, in fact. Because London pretty much is England now. It's pretty much destroyed, isn't it? But you get what I say. So this was recently completed, I think last year, this granite walkway. Which, as you can see, all bevel-edged and nicely done. Dusty bin, bench, dusty bin, bench, and so it goes on. And this is a nice little walk just round the lake this side. And again, areas along the shore that you can just come down, have a barbecue. It's not restricted. You're not demonised for doing it. You're not invaded by the police. What are you doing? Ooh, having a barbecue on the side of a lake. It's not a problem. Apparently, can't do anything in Russia. Everybody's oppressed. Totalitarian dictatorship. Apparently. No. More horseshit. More lies. The land is for the people. And the people are allowed to use it. And if they want to come down, sit on the edge of the lake and have a barbecue, do a bit of wild camping, they can. Try doing that in the UK. God. Spot of fishing. He ain't a day visitor, is he? He's pitched here for the night. Next question. Miko, you know it's silly once you realise how close geographically Russia and the USA are. Yeah, well, it's a few miles if you want to go through the cold bit. There was talk once of constructing a bridge, I think, or a tunnel, maybe both. We've got to wait until they stop butting heads, I guess. Yeah, USA is closer to Russia than England is to France. Crazy, isn't it? Francis, you're welcome. Working here? No, I don't work. I retired at the age of 55. So no, work is now a four-letter word for me that I don't like. It's very unfriendly. Ugh. Tell you why I don't like work. Because it's very similar to the word walk. I don't like doing that either. The only thing that messed up Russia is Joe Biden. China employee trying to start World War III with 300 billion taxpayer money. And the idiot Zelensky think he's going to get into NATO. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the thing with the current situation, as I said yesterday with the live stream. You know, the West is negotiating with the West, which is completely pointless, and that's the whole point of it. It is to delay and steamroller any ideas of peace. So the current conflict will not end around the negotiating table. It is impossible, not because of Russia, but because the West don't want it to happen. So they will scupper any plans at any opportunity. They all scream that they want peace. They want a just and lasting peace. Well, that only means, in their view, complete Russian capitulation. Bearing in mind that Russia is the winning side, when have you known in history that the winning side surrenders and gives in to demands from the losing side? Yeah, that don't happen, does it? But according to the West, they are so arrogant that that's what they think and that's what they want. It's not what they're going to get. The war ends on the battlefield because the West will not understand Russia's perspective, and its minimum starting points will not and have not changed, and they will not come to them. So that's it. On we go. Best region for women, I don't know. Womansville. Have a look there. Stupid question. Truly appreciate your honest opinion. Thank you. The concern I have is giving my information, i.e. address, and then the UK interrogating me on my return home. A real bloody nose due to the media. Again, bullshit. You are a British citizen. You have a British passport. You have the right, freedom of travel. Now, unless you go to Russia and sign a military contract, you've done, well, even, some would argue that that's not doing anything wrong. But if you sign a military contract in Russia, then that's unacceptable to the British government. Much like signing a military contract in England is unacceptable to the Russian government. Do you reckon he's fishing? Yes, you may, on your return to England, be stopped at the border and asked, where have you been? But that's completely normal. Just because we go on holiday and it doesn't necessarily happen to us, doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Customs, every single flight, every single day, stop somebody. Hello, sir, I've just stopped you, routine check. Can I ask where you're coming from? Coming from Turkey. Oh, and what was your business there? I just went on holiday. Okay, did you enjoy your stay? Yeah, it was great. Wonderful. Have you brought anything back that's against British regulations? Any drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, anything probably you shouldn't have? Nope. Nothing to declare? Nope. Okay, sir, thanks very much. That's what you get. Now, when you say Russia instead of Turkey, it may be a little bit more protracted than that. Russia? What? The evil bear? Oh my God. What were you doing there? Went on holiday. Holiday? To Russia? It's snowbed, gangsters, vodka, horse and cart. Yeah, no, it's not though. Want to see some pictures? But. Yeah, you might get some nonsense. But you haven't done anything wrong. You've just gone to another country. If the UK doesn't want people going to Russia, then they close the border to Russia. If you're not allowed to travel to Russia, there won't be an embassy in England, there won't be a visa centre in England, and you will not be allowed to travel to Russia. They will deem it as a enemy of the people or some other shit. Do I think that that's coming? Probably. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. The stupidity is off the chart, so anything's possible. But currently, you can travel to Russia. You're allowed to. It's not against the law. The media, you have to remember, doesn't make the law. Yeah, can do. I was going to go to that bit of sun there.
Oh, okay.
That bit of sun's nearer.
Yeah, okay.
Look, like 50 metres away, darling. She wants the sun. We can go that bit there, or we can go the 1.5 kilometres back that way. Well, let's go and warm up in this bit of sun and then we go back. Abrow sailing. wish I could say more concerns of that, getting the full details of the war and propaganda from the West. Yeah, you're not getting the details of the war from the West. You're not. You're getting a narrative. You're getting a pack of lies. You're not getting the truth. You can't. It's impossible. Because you're not told the truth in the West. You're lied to. It's all a bunch of lies. How do I know that? Because I'm in a fortunate position to see both sides. So, as with anything, if you only hear one side, you only have 50% of the information. I'm in a fortunate enough position to see both sides. So I can tell you categorically that what you were told in Western media about Russia is bullshit. What you're told about the conflict is bullshit. What you're told about the actual situation on the front line is bullshit. Looks lovely. Yeah, I've had worse days, I've got to be honest. Don't look too bad, does it? Don't look bad, do they? Cool. Imagine what they cost. Ooh. Ooh. I bet they're not cheap. Lovely view down the lake. Russian BS. Okay, David Johnson. Well, tell me what's BS about what you're seeing on your screen. And if it's what I've said, well, it's not Russian BS, is it? Because I'm English. Don't be a prat. Wake up. Thanks again. I hope you and your family have a lovely Christmas. Safe time. Thank you very much. Same to you, mate. I only believe Western media when they say that clock shots are safe and effective. Oh dear. Judging by what happened to George Galloway, yeah, political though that was, you know, the average person. It's not political, is it? I was in the UK in May. Had no issues at all. And why should I? It's not something that you should fear. Why should I, as a British citizen, why should I have any issues going to another country that isn't restricted? Because it's not. There may be political sanctions, there may be economic sanctions, but there are no sanctions on people travelling to Russia. So why should I be in fear of going there, having a look around and going back? I shouldn't. Galloway was a different matter. Unfortunately, he's a high-profile political figure. Does that make it right, what they did to him? No, absolutely not. But that was political. The average Joe, yeah, they pull you in, question you, make you feel like you're some sort of monster. But that's because they're uneducated fools. We wandering back then, wife? Yeah. We are at war with Russia. Are you, David? Well, no, you're not, my old fruit. Let me educate you. Britain has not declared war with Russia, thank God, because if it had, Britain wouldn't be there now. And Russia hasn't declared war on Britain. You are talking about a proxy war in Ukraine that in 2022, every Western government and media outlet denied any involvement. So in 2022, when it started, apparently it was only Ukraine and Russia. Now, because of the Russophobia, the hysteria, and the absolute lunacy from European bureaucrats, now you are told, we're at war with Russia. Yeah, right. No, you ain't. And thank your lucky stars that you ain't, mate. As my live stream said yesterday, and I'm not going to waffle on about it today, what you are told is bullshit. And if you're dumb enough to believe it after 4 years, as I say, tell me a headline that has come true. Tell me a headline over the last 4 years, whether that is the ghost of Kiev, whether it's Russia's running out of missiles, Russia's running out of tanks, Russia's running out of people, the economy's collapsing, there's no money in the banks, there's no food on the shelves. Then we get the other side, the game changers. Whoa, the Abrams tank, game changer. Leopard tank, game changer. The HIMARS, game changer. F-16s to Ukraine, game changer. Do I need to go on? If you can tell me, I mean, based on what you're saying, 90%, let's call it 75%, fuck it. Let's err on the side of caution. 75% of the headlines should be true, should be provable. Yeah, it's reasonable, isn't it? Over the last 4 years, in Western media, 75% of the headlines, as a minimum, should be provable and true. Yeah. Do you honestly believe that, or are you just too scared to see the reality? Because it then throws your world upside down. That's probably nearer the truth, isn't it? But David, good luck living in your bubble. I hope one day you have an awakening, but I hope it's gentle. I hope it doesn't run you over like a steam train and make you go, holy shit. What have I believed all my life? Well, to be honest, before I came to Russia, I believed it too. Didn't want to come to Russia. Russia's snow bears, gangsters, vodka, horse and cart. Why would I want to go to Russia? No thanks, I know what Russia is. Yeah, right. Then I came here. And then I went, yeah, this don't make sense. Because my brain didn't understand what my eyes were seeing. So no, David, you're not at war with Russia. Russia hasn't declared war. In fact, Russia hasn't attacked any NATO countries. Not one. But all NATO countries are currently aiding and helping and are participant in attacking Russia. Careful what you wish for, David. It's the enemy, is it? According to your tiny brain, mate, maybe. Can't help your tiny brain, though. If you deem Russia to be your enemy, you're a fool, because I'd like to know what Russia has done to you. When was the last time you were in Russia? When was the last time you were in Ukraine? Yeah. Be shush now. Grown-ups are talking. Here's a good chap. Jay, looks lovely there. Better than this run crap hole in England. Yeah, again, hate the Muslims, hate the Muslims, hate the Muslims. Hate the French, the French. The bloody frogs. The blockhead deports, the bastards. Hate the French. The frogs leggies. Week after, you must hate the Germans. Don't mention the war. 1966. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you get the picture, don't you? Because we're a bunch of sheep in the UK, we hate what we're told to hate by the media. Completely controlled. Live on an island, which used to be our strength back in the 1800s when galleons ruled the waves. Britain ruled the waves. Britannia ruled the waves. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, things called rockets and missiles negated all of that. Surface vessels are obsolete now. They are just puffing your chest out. But in the real world, they're just big, old, floppy whales sitting on top of the surface, trying to be tough. And in the real world, all your surface fleet countries will put all of their eggs in that basket and want to go to war with an equal adversary. They're all going to Davy Jones's locker. A whole lot of them. Because China makes rockets like chips. So if the US thinks it's going to go around sailing around to China, protect Taiwan, they're all going to the bottom of the ocean. Because whilst they might have ship defences, Russia sends 500 missiles at one ship, it's going to the bottom. Sorry, if China does. China sends 500 missiles to the ship, it goes glug glug. And that's just simple maths. It's overwhelming the defences. And it's a big old easy target trundling along at 25 miles an hour. Down it goes. So what, it's got a few planes on it. War is not the same. Irving, what kind of bike do you want? So when we start up expats cruisers, we can tour the country. I've had many bikes. I used to be a plastic fantastic, crotch rocket, rice rocket. Used to be a knee down dressed in leather. In my older years, prefer a slower pace of life. And had a few Harleys, had a few Supermotos. So yeah, for me, I think I'll have another Harley. Or maybe, dare I say it, a Japanese Harley. Oh no. Why would you? Well, they make them pretty good nowadays. But yeah, nice comfortable cruiser. The wife likes to go on the bike. It needs to be comfortable, so sports bikes with a piece of toast as a passenger seat ain't a lot of use anymore. And to be honest, my knees won't take it being bent up in that position. So yeah, nice armchair Harley, that'll do me. Last Harley I had was about 3 years ago now. Had a 2018 Fat Boy 114. Loved it. Great bike. Did loads of miles on that. So yeah, probably something like that, Irving. And mate, I would love to. If you make it over here, let's talk. Regarding the visa, in layman's terms, do I apply for a visa in the Russian government policy? No, you go to the visa centre. So the Russian visa centre in London. If you have a look on my YouTube channel, there are 3 videos. I think they are titled "So You Want to Move to Russia," part 1, 2 and 3. And in those videos I talk about the visa process, what documents you need to compile if you wanted to apply for temporary residency. But there's some useful information there. If you're just looking for a tourist visa, it's really straightforward. You do it online. So you go to Russian Visa Centre. Be careful, because there is a lot of bullshit surrounding that now, and you'll get British government saying, "Oh, are you sure this site isn't secure, don't click on it, blah blah blah." You get all of that scaremongering. They don't want you to click on it, you see. Don't want you to come to Russia. But go Russian Visa Centre, have a look, make sure you're at the right place, fill in the application, and if you're not sure what's the right site, somewhere on my site on my YouTube channel I'll tell you what the site is. It's probably in "So You Want to Move to Russia," one of the links in that. Fill out the application, download it, print it off, write down the ID number that you get with your application, go to the visa centre, make an appointment, go to the visa centre, hand them your application. They'll look at your application really quickly and say, "That's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong." It will be, don't panic. You'll have put something wrong. Everybody does. Go to the corner of the room, adjust what you need to adjust, print it out in the visa centre. It's all free, don't charge you for that. Go back, hand your form in. You do your biometrics. If you haven't taken any pictures of yourself, they can take the pictures there for you. You do your fingerprints, and then the visa centre, which is not the embassy or the consulate, they submit your application to the embassy, and then I believe the English embassy sends it to Moscow for checking there. And if they're happy, if you haven't got a dodgy past, you're not an axe murderer, etc., etc., they'll approve your visa, and back it comes. I liken the visa process coming to Russia like applying for a shotgun in the UK. If you apply for a firearm in the UK, you've got to show a good reason why you should have one. If you apply for a shotgun, the police have to provide a good reason why you shouldn't have one. And that's the same with the visa. Russia is welcoming. Russia is more than happy to have you. as long as you aren't an undesirable, i.e. a criminal or a person of bad character. And the thing that catches a lot of Brits out is that Russia has an immigration policy that is adhered to, unlike ours, which is just really there for fun, and it's a bit of light entertainment. We have an immigration policy, but yeah, don't take too much notice of it. You want to row across the channel in a rubber boat? Yeah, that's fine. Russia doesn't have that. They have an immigration policy, and they have a travel policy, and it starts with a visa. Providing you meet that criteria, you're 3/4 there. And unless you get off of the plane at Sochi or Moscow and start swearing, shouting and screaming and trying to fight everyone, they'll look at your visa, they'll check who you are on your passport and make sure your passport's in date and all of that. The KTM Enduro, and they'll check all of that, and then you'll be on your way. David Johnston, traitors, what, the ducks? Come on, mate, they're just ducks. Don't be mean. I mean, they have the right to travel, same as any British citizen does. They've got wings, they can fly. We haven't got wings, but we can buy an airplane ticket. Don't call them traitors, mate. It's just a bit mean. Where you get this shit from? Well, Andrew Cuddy, you're a... Do Svidania. Loch Ness Monster is in front of you. Is it really? That's a worry, isn't it? I wonder how it got out of Scotland. Russia literally asked North Korea for help. Did it? Did it now? It literally asked please North Korea, help us? Or was it a joint venture between Russia and North Korea where Russia agreed to give North Korea active combat experience? Where they got North Korea to come over to Kursk, and do mine clearing operations and logistics and stuff like that. Is that what you're talking about? Is that the help? I think Russia needs the help. Got to be honest. In fact, I don't say that I don't think. I know, because I live here and I see here and I see stuff I'm not going to talk about. So it makes me laugh when people say, oh, Russia needs help. Russia's running out of this and Russia's running out of that. So I live here and I know that's not the case. Western media bullshit. Sorry, JME. Yeah, I'm just reading. No, we are. We're brainwashed from birth, unfortunately, in England. And it's all lies. Russia is... It's beautiful. Well, you can see. Russia's beautiful. And the people are incredible. What's come true? How about the fact that the invasion took place? Oh, duh, okay, God, mate, you really are a muppet, aren't you? The invasion. Article 51, go and read it. United Nations Charter. Preemptive strike if there is a real present threat. So, NATO troops in Ukraine attacking Russia for 8 years, killing 15,000 Russians, gave justification for the SMO. Go and educate yourself. You sound like a prat. So reply, dude, I just did. You're an idiot. Go and educate yourself. Go on, cabbage. Do you have a podcast? Would like to hear more of your views from both sides, being West and East, NATO and Russia. Save time. No, I don't. I do this. I do live streams. I did one yesterday and then I'm doing another one today. But then prior to that, it's probably 2 weeks. So it's completely random. I turn the camera on, do a live stream whenever. Today was unexpected. I wasn't expected to have internet coverage here. But no, I don't do a podcast. But if you look at my YouTube channel, There's 370 odd videos over the last few years from southern Russia. There's plenty there to open your eyes, I guess, and show you stuff. Talk about healthcare, talk about houses, prices of houses, building houses, vineyards, champagne, beaches, dolphins, you name it, it's all on there. Well, Russia is called the motherland and the fatherland, funnily enough. It's both, depending on the topic, I think. I'm not entirely sure as to why, but it's Mother Russia. A home in Mother Russia. Tim Pole was giving money for misinformation. Yeah, yep, he's a scumbag. He is what I would call, as my father used to say, of no value. He contributes nothing positive to the human race. He is a worthless piece of shit, basically. And that's my view of anybody that supports Israel. Or not supports Israel, that's wrong. That's unfair to Israelis. Anybody that supports the Israeli government, and that does include Israelis, and that includes anybody around the world. If you support the Israeli government, you are a scumbag. You are of no value. Nobody will miss you when you're gone. Wild grapes. The Abrau winery started winning the World Grand Prix last century, and the French were offended. Yeah. After which the courts forbade calling wines from USSR champagne. Yeah, and you know what? Russia couldn't give a flying rat's ass because it's called champagne. It's written on the bottles. So just because Le Frog says champagne is our word and it can only come from France, the rest of the world goes, you're talking shit, mate. So they don't pay any attention to that. Let's do 10 more minutes and then we'll wrap it up. So we'll just wander over here, 10 more mins, and then we'll say dos vidania. So I'll see if I can catch up with your chat. Boycott said hi. How country? I don't know. What? How country am I? Well, I'm not Garth Brooks. I'm not Dolly Parton, that's for sure. How country? How country? I don't know, mate. Do I like Thunderstruck played on a banjo? Yeah, it's all right. Motherland is people whom have family connections in Russia. There you go. Hello, I am an African American and I visited Russia over 20 years ago. Then you do not know Russia. And even then I felt Russia was not in dire straits as the West portray. 20 years ago, this is not the same country. Vladimir Putin has come along since then and transformed this country. And this is going to be controversial for some people with no brain, but forgive me. Vladimir Putin will go down in the history books. Not now, because there's too much absolute bent out of shape lunacy in the world. But Vladimir Putin will go down in history as one of the greatest leaders of the modern era. Fact. Now, you can come back to me in 20 years' time and shake my hand and say you were right. But that's fact, because what that man has done for Russia is beyond incredible. He has transformed Russia. He has taken it from a completely destroyed and corrupt, collapsing country and turned it around. So anybody that left or came to Russia 20 years ago, it's not Russia. That's not, it's just not the same. It's not even close. It's a bit of a thing. I've seen this sometimes in the West. Padlocks on fences, hearts. Have a lot of weddings here, and I think it's a bit of a wedding thing as well, you know. Voska, I can't read Russian, I'm afraid. Russia. Yeah, sorry, I can't read that. Russians aren't evil, but Putin, no. I mean, I haven't met him, and I think you can only say that somebody's evil if you've met them personally. Otherwise, you'll believe in the media, and I don't do that. I wouldn't believe the date that the media told me. So, yeah, I don't subscribe to that. If you believe what the media said about Putin, he would be 200 feet high, made of liquid titanium, have the ability to teleport, and have the ability of total destruction with the snap of his fingers. Because according to the West, he's responsible for everything. Putin done it, Putin done it. According to the West. Remarkable, really. It's like that film, isn't it? Was it War of the Worlds? Yeah. He must be that thing. Russians aren't evil. You're a vile, disgusting cabbage and dos vidania. If you're going to be disrespectful, you can go forth and multiply. Start your own YouTube channel if you want to be disrespectful. I hope you bring a podcast to your channel. I'd certainly listen. Is this something you consider? I tell you, what's the difference between what I'm doing now? Other than in a podcast, I'll be sitting in my house talking into a microphone. Whereas here, I'm talking into my telephone and I'm showing you this. So I don't know what the difference would be other than maybe getting some guests on. I've done that occasionally, done a few live streams with other YouTubers, but yeah, I don't do this for money. That's the beauty of my channel. That's why I prefer to do live streams. It's not edited. So I'll turn the camera on, you see what I see, I talk about what I see, I answer your questions as best as I can. And if you like it, great. Thumbs up, please. If you don't, hey, that's your choice. You're free to leave. But this isn't for money. It's not the purpose. Purpose is to show you what you are not told about Russia. Blue skies, sunshine, beautiful regions, wonderful weather, wonderful food. It's the purpose of the channel. Vovka. Wife, can you come and read this for me?
What leads you to our
Region.
like aborigine? Like it's not very rude, but
It's kind of rude, is it? Vovka, be careful. Just because I can't read Russian doesn't mean my wife can or can't. Propaganda, what the fuck? David. Slippery slope, my friend. Go and educate yourself, my friend. What have you got to lose? What do you honestly have to lose? To open your eyes, expand your mind, and just go and look for the other side of the story. Remember, every story has two sides. You, in the West, only get one. So you're not getting news, you're getting propaganda. You're getting a narrative force-fed to you. You're not given both sides of the coin and allowed to make your own judgment. You are told what to think. And some people go along with it. Looks like you are. But just open your mind a little bit. Maybe you're being lied to. Lovely view. It's not bad, is it? As I say, I've had worse days. What's the majority of Russian people's views on the war and Putin? Vast majority of people that I have met, and I mean the vast majority, fully support Putin. Nobody supports war. It's, unfortunately, in this situation, a necessary evil. There was no other choice. And that's a statement of fact. Again, there are going to be some people out here that are going to go, ah, ah, and cry. Well, cry harder. Face, bothered face. But when you are consistently pushed for years and ignored, and all diplomatic options are ignored and rejected, then what choice is there? At some point, your threat of, if you keep pushing, I'm going to bite, has to be a bite. Otherwise, you're a Baltic state. You're a yapping chihuahua. Yap, 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 yap. Please bring a podcast to your channel. Save time. If I had 20 people that message me on Telegram or send me an email saying, please do a podcast, I might consider it. Russia is the aggressor. Is it, Ray Lewis? Oh, is it? Yeah. Sorry, Ray Lewis, you need to go and do some homework. Anyone from London? Sort of, yeah. My family is. Cockneys. No, you're wrong. The West is owned by arms manufacturers. Many talks the West has sold out. West has sold out, yeah. Leo said hi. The EU is the problem. Bunch of unelected fascists undermining the will of sovereign nations. Nail on the head. Fully agree with that. Fair play. Do you have a spare room to rent? Not to anybody I don't know. Brainwashed. Who, me? No, I've got eyes. Brain dead, more like. Mexican bum fluff. Yes, says a lot about you, doesn't it? Hovering round an arsehole. Gone. Next. Who else wants a limp? Privyet from Denmark. If this is the starting of the day, I'd say fuck to the yes. So all of Russia is at peace. So there's the answer to your question. Because your question is kind of stupid, isn't it? All of Russia is at peace. Well, newsflash, this isn't all of Russia. Is it possible to start a new life in Russia? My trade is machine operator. Yeah, of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? People say, why have you moved to Russia? And my answer now is, why not? It used to be long and drawn out and try to explain, but yeah, boring. As long as you're saying nice things about Russia, I guess you will be safe in Russia. Oh, okay. You're very good propaganda for them. Really? Oh, cool. Try saying something negative about them and see what happens. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Let's have a proper conversation very briefly. That has been said to me. Oh, everything you say is positive. Well, what do you do if you go to a restaurant, for example, and you have a lovely meal, beautiful service, and all the people there are lovely, it's nice lighting, it's really clean, everything's great. Do you come out and leave a 5-star review, or do you come out and say that was a load of shit and tell a load of lies? If you go on holiday, you go and stay in an Airbnb in Spain, and everything's wonderful, the food's wonderful, the Airbnb is lovely, the host is amazing, so helpful and friendly, all the locals are wonderful, the resort is off the charts. Do you go home and leave a 1-star TripAdvisor review saying fucking terrible, don't ever go there again? Or do you tell the truth? So one man's propaganda is another man's truth, I guess, and that's the only difference on that is the government that tells you. And if the government tells you that this is propaganda and you believe it, well, more fool you. My experience in Russia is solely positive. Everything here is better. The food's better, the weather's better, the people are better. There is no crime here. I haven't seen any crime in 2.5 years of being here. None. I mean, zero, as in not even road rage. Nothing. So, what am I supposed to say? There's no homeless people here. So what am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to say that the food's terrible, the weather's crap, the scenery's awful? Is that what I'm supposed to say to appease people like you? Go somewhere else, mate. Go to a different channel. What you get here is camera on and the truth. And I'm sorry, the truth hurts sometimes. I'm sorry it goes against the Western narrative, but there's a reason for that. 1, what you're seeing now is true. And 2, the Western narrative is lies. There you go. If you think that's propaganda, no saving you, old kiddie. You are too far gone. But if I had something that actually, no, sorry. What's your name? Andrew, I take it back. I am sorry. I have something negative to say about Russia. Cars are expensive here. It's ridiculous. Takes the piss. They're almost double the price here. Absolute lunacy. So there, I've said it. I found the negative thing. But that's it, my old kiddie. Pick something else. What do you want to talk about? Healthcare? Well, if you live in the UK, you're told the NHS is the best healthcare system in the world, aren't you? Bullshit. Go and look at my healthcare video from a few years ago. Absolute lies. Healthcare here is, well, in my experience, amazing. Lovely voice, isn't he? No idea what he's saying. Genuine question. What was? Maybe I missed it. How's the food culture in Russia compared to UK? Well, it's not all curry based or kebab based. That said, in the south we do have shawarma. It's everywhere. You go into a Napa in summer and the smell is incredible. It's very much an outdoor life here in the south. So it's all about barbecues in the garden with family and friends at the weekends and the evenings, going down on the beach. You know, it's a barbecue-y kind of culture. But a lot of traditional Russian dishes, pretty much available everywhere. Things, as I said earlier, like stolovayas, where it's home-cooked kind of food. We're heading back, honey. No problemo. Do I have a spare room for rent? No, not to people I don't know. You guys got vegans over there? No. That are just annoying like that. Yeah, no. Everybody understands that vegan is just an old Indian word for bad hunter. Both sides should view you as a foreign agent and should be under investigation. Oh, God. I think all sides should view you as your namesake. You're a pudding. Is it possible to move to Russia with a skill set in construction and escalator? Absolutely. Yes, without a doubt. Plenty of opportunity. Oh, that's another thing. Unemployment next to zero here in Russia. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Well said, I'm not at war with Russia. If a war started, then the world wouldn't be here. Yeah, okay. Well, shows how little you know, doesn't it, really? Piluk. Oh, that's a good old word. I haven't heard that for a while. Also, no one has anything to worry about from Russia. They don't have anything to threaten us with. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, the world sat up and took notice when Orezhnik appeared a few months ago, didn't it? All of the chest puffed out posturing went out the window then, didn't it? When Close Encounters arrived. They all went, what the F is that? That was just a test. Now we've got Berezovnik. Now we've got a loitering, nuclear-powered, nuclear potential missile. Loitering. Not launch, fire and forget. Loitering. Fly around, well, they saying conservatively for weeks. But nah, nothing to worry about. And Poseidon. Underwater nuclear. Goes under the water, explodes off of the coast, creates a 150 to 200 foot tidal wave. Nah, nothing to worry about. And that's the tip of the iceberg. But nah, it's nothing to worry about, mate. You get them British tanks over here, that'll sort them out. How many tanks has Britain got now? I mean, it had 40, not of which all were deployable, but they had a number of. I think something like 22 got given to Ukraine, so how many have they got left? Yeah, Russia, I think last count 3,500. Good luck with that. Wakey wakey. You want to rant, mate? Nah. Unfortunately, I mean, I shouldn't do it. If you argue with an idiot, all you have is two idiots arguing. I shouldn't do it. But most of the time I don't. I'm in that kind of mood today. I'm in a happy place, loving life. Right, PT, whatever. Okay. And a war's still going on. Okay. And your point is? Oh, don't tell me you're one of the 3 dayers. Oh, Russia said it would be over in 3 days. No, they didn't. They did. That was the American general, was it? Milley? Don't know. Can't remember. But either way, type it into Google, it'll tell you. It was the American general that came out with that saying. No, Russia never said that. Russia doesn't conduct warfare like the West does. It doesn't just bomb the hell out of everything and then go and mop up. It doesn't just attack a load of people that don't have proper defence. They do it the proper way, surgically. Minimum civilian casualties. In less casualties, civilian casualties in Ukraine than they have in Gaza. But apparently Gaza's not a war. Jog on, you muppet. They're not your PT Yorkshire pudding. Again, Western media. And you believe it, oopsie. Answer my question. If it suits me, I will. Can I move to Russia and get a job there in construction? Yes. Now I've read your question twice. You're talking rubbish. Russians are carrying on. Headlines rubbish. Righto, Howard, you clown. Just need 3 more weeks, guys, and it'll be over finally. 20 years later, it's still going on. Yeah. Oh, duh. Watch the news, mate. Now, what are people like you going to do in the not too distant future? What are you going to do? How are you going to live with yourself when you suddenly realise that everything you've been parroting has made you look a muppet because it's all turned out to be complete lies? What are you going to do? How are you going to live with yourself, eh? How are you going to sleep at night knowing that you've just made yourself look like an idiot to the entire world? Wow. Is that working, honey?
No idea.
Okay, if you're rude, you get deleted. Dos Vidania. Nobody can trust the UK government propaganda. Russia has been coasting off Cold War propaganda, is it? Okay. Yorkshire pudding, done with you, you're just an idiot. You have no brain, there's no point in talking to you. See you later. It needs to stop. Hope it does. The UK done the same to Gaddafi. Well, it wasn't just the UK, that was orchestrated by the US, wasn't it? Didn't want them creating a gold standard, did they? Gaddafi, how evil he was, wasn't he? Free healthcare, free schooling, free petrol, yeah, free housing. God, what a monster. Blah blah. Yeah, all this chat to end up as a drone shield for your comrades. Oh dear. It's good because you out yourselves, you make yourselves look like clowns, and it gives me an option to block you from the channel. I ain't got to deal with you again, which is great. It's great for the rich in Russia as long as they with Putin's agenda. Yeah, okay, mate, whatever. As I said, Andrew, when was the last time you were in Russia? God has already told us in grass chats. Yeah. Anyhow, guys, you know what? Thanks for joining me. It was supposed to be a very short live. Here I am, 94 minutes, I think. Dear oh dear. Wife wants to go home, and yeah, I'm off. So thanks for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button, please. Even if you don't like me, why not? You can not like me again in another one, can't you? Check out my YouTube channel, have a look, and maybe open your eyes, expand your mind. It's all stuff. My channel is very, very eclectic. It's not the same old supermarket videos or typical Russian supermarket, typical Russian apartment videos. It's not that. It's all different. All random stuff. Some of it you might find interesting, some of it you might find boring. But it's all different. So, as I say, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate all of it. The good, the bad and the ugly. And sorry I didn't get to the bottom, but the wife wants to go home, so send me a message on Telegram if I didn't answer your question. The Plastic Russian on Telegram. And I'll see you in the next one.